Our next question is from Patrick.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm from Syracuse, New York. And my question is, would you recommend always getting a prenuptial agreement? Just because, even people that are in love, they have sometimes some terrible endings to their marriages, right? But I've been married for only a few months now. We got married in summer, and my wife and I both acknowledge that, even though we're willing to work on a relationship and we really care about each other and we can't foresee hurting each other in the future, we understand that a lot of people have been in the same position and then ended up having very messy divorces. So my second question, I guess, is it too late for us to get a prenuptial agreement? We agreed about it beforehand, and then just because of lack of time, never went and got one. So what would be any advice you might have for people in a similar situation to me, but also for those looking to get married? Do you think that it makes sense to get one just in case? And what kind of items would you put on a prenuptial agreement? Thank you. Bye.
First off, Patrick, congratulations on the recent marriage. But a bigger, much bigger congratulations for having these difficult conversations with your wife, being willing to do that. Once a month, my wife and I talk, we do this all the time. Hey, do we still want to be in this? Because if I'm not willing to walk away from something, whether that's a material possession or a career or a relationship or a home or a city that I live in, if I'm not willing to walk away, it means that I can't really walk away. If you can't walk away, where are you? You're in prison. And you don't want your marriage to be a prison. You don't want your material possessions to be a prison. You don't want your job to be a prison. And so are you willing and able to walk away? Now, the willingness to walk away doesn't mean that you should walk away, but it means you're showing up every day, not out of a pious sense of obligation, but you're showing up because you want to be there. You want to be there during the difficult times. You want to be there during the good times. You want to be there and share that life, your life, with that other person. So bravo for those difficult conversations. And I know we often think about the prenuptial agreement. You're asking, does a minimalist get a prenuptial agreement before they get married? Or now should I get a postnuptial agreement? Is it too late? I would say, well, first off, I reject the question because you already have a prenuptial agreement. Anyone who gets married must have a prenuptial agreement. The only question for you is who gets to write that prenuptial agreement? Is it you and your wife? You and your significant other? You and your spouse? You come to terms together and say, this is what we want our prenuptial agreement to look like. Let's agree on this together, because if you don't agree on it together, you're still going to have a prenuptial agreement, but the state writes it for you. And they're able to change that without notifying you at any time. You have a prenuptial agreement right now. The state wrote it and they can change it whenever they want. Do you want the state to write your prenuptial agreement? If so, fine. No judgment here. But if you want to be in control of that prenuptial agreement, I get it. At first, when we talk about these things, it's so unromantic to think about a prenuptial agreement. Well, you have one. If you're getting married, you have a prenuptial agreement. So we can yes, it's not romantic to talk about contracts. I get that. I'm not going to get in bed with my wife and be like, hey, baby, let's review our 401k account together. No, but these are things that need to be talked about, right? It's important to talk about these things. There's an opportune time to talk about it. You don't want to, in the middle of foreplay, bring up a prenup. Doesn't make sense. Or in your case, it's a postnup. And yes, you can totally do a postnuptial agreement. That is a real thing. And you want to find a qualified attorney that you trust in your area. And generally, you can do these things together. You can also do them separately. And you can have your own attorney and she can have her own attorney as well. But it sounds to me like you want to have an agreement together at this point so that the state isn't writing it for you. Either way, it's unromantic. And so taking that off the table, the romance is not the point of a prenuptial or postnuptial agreement. You know what? It's not going to be romantic. It's going to be administrative. It's going to be operational. And that is okay because it's going to give you a peace of mind and give you the freedom that opens up the space for the romance in your relationship. You know, your values are not your values if they're blindly acquired. And it sounds to me like you know what you value and you know what your wife values. And you recognize that there could be a point in your relationship where this isn't working out. Maybe there's a lack of compatibility somewhere, but maybe you're grounded on your values now, but people obviously change. And as people change, sometimes your relationship changes as well. And you want to talk about that now. What were we talking about earlier? About kill Godzilla when Godzilla's a baby, and every monster was a baby monster. Right now, you have that tiny little egg of Godzilla. Let's deal with that now so that it doesn't become a long, drag-out fight in the future. And hopefully, you'll never have to rely on that anyway. But at least you have the peace of mind. I have life insurance, right? Totally unromantic. But it gives me that peace of mind. If I die, my wife's taken care of. And that feels really good to me. It opens up the space in our relationship. And also she feels taken care of. She feels heard. And the same thing can be true here with your prenuptial or postnuptial agreement. You can hear her. You can draw it up together. We often think about these things in a punitive sense. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to take this. And this is mine. No. What do we want this to look like? When my first marriage ended, we had an agreement. The basis said, hey, you take whatever you want, I will take the rest. That was difficult, but it was an exercise in letting go. So when I first was stumbling into minimalism, I was trying hard to let go of some things. And there I was even forced to let go of some things that maybe I didn't want to let go of. But I realized that they're just things, right? And we can agree on it now so I don't have to worry about the little things don't become a big thing sometime in the distant future. Or maybe it doesn't become a thing at all. I hope you enjoyed that highlight from the Minimalist Private Podcast. If you'd like another highlight, check out this video. If you'd like to watch the minimal episode, check out this video. Or if you'd like to dive deep into full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, head on over to Patreon. The link is in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.